Hey Polysthetoids! Welcome back to the Andromedoom devlogs, episode 14. This episode I'm going to be showing you all 6 Asia Pacific levels on a mobile device. Let's switch over to the screen. Alrighty, deploy new game. Now difficulty hasn't been implemented yet, but as you can see from the last episode, I've removed the initial velocitractor. That was only for demonstration. So now is the real deal. I'll start by buying a ship, just in case. First level, Sydney, which you've seen plenty of times before. So one thing I touched on in the last episode was how buildings now fade out if player ship is behind them, just so the player never loses sight of where they are. Now I did this by adding a area collision shape on the camera, pointed towards the player. That area collision shape only interacts with buildings, and so it connects a signal to itself when a body enters the area's collision shape, and it determines if it's a building. It calls a fade out method. Now that fade out method uses the set shader parameter method on its shader material property. And what it does is it just changes its albedo color to decrease the alpha. And similarly, the area node also connects on body exit signal. So when a body exits, it calls in the fade in method on the building. What this does is just the opposite. It just calls a tween to increase the alpha on the material albedo. There's a demonstration of some screen space effects. Broken glass. There's a small chance that can happen if you get hit. You'll also notice, as you lose health, the saturation on the screen decreases, similar to Call of Duty. But if you stay still for a while, your ship will heal. Not all ships heal, but most do. So I managed to ace this level, which means no aliens landed, no ships lost, no buildings reduced. And as a result, I managed to unlock the pterodactyl. Let's proceed, and let's visit the shop. I purchased one of these. Let's go to the fleet, and push the pterodactyl to the top. Here you can see some information on the aliens we've downed. I haven't written any flavor text yet. And no other weapons fired other than the cannon. Okay, next level is Singapore. Now those images you see on the level selection windows, those are actually Blender renders. So they don't look like that in game. The levels don't look like that in game. I just think it's a nice bit of eye candy. Now this pterodactyl is a lot faster, but you can see that the crabs now take 2 hits to destroy. So there's less firepower on the ship. One other thing that's different is that it doesn't heal. So you notice even as I stand still, the saturation doesn't increase back to normal. So the damage taken here is permanent, at least for the level. So a design note I'll note here is, you would have seen my earlier episodes, the map terrain was solid colored and it had pixelated edges. And that's because I simply used an image of the maps and mapped colors to certain layers basically. And now I've opted instead for a complete mesh of 4 layers, the bottom being the ocean layer, a sand layer, an urban layer, and the vegetation layer on top. It's mostly just eye candy, but I'm thinking about creating certain screen space effects as the player drives over water, for example. It might splash up on the screen. I haven't figured out a way how to do that yet. And here's our first encounter with the shrimps. The idea is they swarm and they attack the player continuously. So these are the first ships that actively target the player. One other thing you'll note is that the urban layer changes between levels, and I've tried to match the characters of the real life cities. So I added a symbol that resembles them. Sydney had the anchor and the crown, which is Sydney's real to life symbol. Here Singapore's got the crescent moon and the 5 stars. The color schemes match the buildings as well. So each region will have its own color scheme. Oh, Singapore is aced. Managed to unlock Hong Kong, but also the Stegonator, because we aced Singapore. So let's purchase one of these and see how they go. Let's give them a test drive. There we go. Now the Stegonator is a lot slower. It doesn't have the aiming laser, but it fires. Has a lot of firepower, and it fires very quickly. As I'm playing this properly for the first time, I'm thinking maybe I need to buff up the Stegonator. Don't think it's as viable a ship as the other two we've seen so far. It's our first encounter with the Man of Wars. In case you don't remember, these guys pick a spot and then drop down and detonate. So they're drones. As you saw just there. So what I try to achieve here with Hong Kong's urban layer is the neon lights. And you can see its lotus emblem as well. Oh, I lost my ship. Oh dear. Oh. I also lost my pterodactyl. There we go, level cleared. But not aced. It's because I lost 2 of my ships. Okay, Shanghai is the next level. I'm going to purchase a couple of these pterodactyls. So with Shanghai, I didn't know what emblem to choose. They didn't seem to have an official emblem, but I chose the old Shanghai flag with the European colonist flags on it. And Shanghai introduces us to the Stingray, which if you're not careful will easily wipe out your buildings. In fact, I might demonstrate this here, letting the Stingray drop its bomb. Oh, we missed, luckily. Oh, we lost our Mercedes-Benz Arena. So hoping to ace this level. Also got an alien landing. One of the squids. Or final wave here. The good thing about these external spawning aliens, like the shrimps and the stingrays, they don't contribute to the invasion force. They're only a threat to the player's fleet. Level cleared. Okay, so our next level is Seoul. And you'll notice earlier that Tokyo was actually hidden. That's because it's the boss level. Now that we've unlocked Seoul, we can see that Tokyo is the final level. Before we go to Seoul, let's take a look at our Xeno decks. All the aliens unlocked. I don't think we need to purchase any more ships here. Let's continue. So Seoul has an official logo. It looks like 3 brushstrokes. Green, red and blue. I believe it represents hills, the sun and the river, from memory. Could be wrong about that. Now, one aspect of the level design that I've been considering but haven't decided on yet is how to make the actual terrain more interesting, such as adding, say, mountains, so impassable terrain, or sand that slows you down in certain levels. Something other than a rectangular arena that we see here. Perhaps also using more odd shapes for future levels. So Seoul is our introduction to the goblin sharks. They are the toughest of the bathymetroids. They have the highest armor and toughness, and they also shoot back at you if you hit them. So it takes a bit of finesse to bring one down. Looks like one of them has already landed. Their invasion speed is quite quick too. Looks like we've had a second landing. Feel like I should focus. Oh, I lost another ship. Oh, 2 of them were squids. I'm just going to focus my efforts on bringing down those goblin sharks because they land too quickly. And I'd really like to show you Tokyo for this video. Alrighty, wave 4. I had to deploy a quick bug fix mid-recording. But otherwise, everything looks to be smooth sailing. So this final wave is all goblin sharks. Oh dear. Good thing I have another one of these. Easy to take out from range, but when they're close by, it's quite challenging. I think we got one more goblin shark. That's it. We cleared the level. Now the standard reward for beating Seoul is the Velocitractor, the final fossilator. So let's buy a few of those. I'm sure we have the funds for them. Seem to have lost my pterodactyl with that last goblin shark. Let's buy one of those. Seems like I need to double check my fleet limit. I'm sure that's been implemented. Here we go, here's Leviathan. Of course, you remember Leviathan fires homing missiles. If you hit one of his segments, the segments shoot down. If you destroy a segment, it splits. So you then have two worms to deal with. There we go, we got another head. Freeze that one. Hopefully we can find the other head and take it out first. There we go. Hopefully another EMP hit is enough to destroy the worm. Nope. It's a tough one. I took out the first head, the second head. Good thing about these homing missiles is when they speed up, they no longer seek you. So all you have to do is wait for that section. For that part of their behavior, and then you can resume. There we go. Tokyo got aced, but no rewards unfortunately. Looks like I need to review the bounty for Leviathan. Proceed. Oh, and I've given away what I intend the next level to be, Santiago. So let's take a look at the Xenodex quickly. These are some of the aliens we didn't see earlier. Yep. The bosses get their own Xenodex entry as well. So timing that, we actually got about an hour of gameplay from those 6 levels. So considering the 6 stages that I intend the game to be in, you can easily get 10 hours per playthrough for this game. So you're getting value for your money. Hey, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. If you have any feedback on the level design, graphics, gameplay, anything, please put them in that little box down below. Now, this effectively completes the vertical slice that I mentioned a while back. Behind schedule, but it's not for the complexity of the project. I was just being time poor myself, really. But all I have to do now is, using the robust architecture I pulled together, just add new levels, aliens, ships, and weapons. Now, given how I've designed the system, it's going to be very modular. Every one of these components is very self-contained, and I just add them as a reference to the main game dictionary. Now, what I intend to do is these first 6 levels you see, once the game is polished and I've added music, this will be the free version of Andromedoom, so you can play the first 6 levels for free. And then if you want to continue with the other 5 regions, all in all it'll be another 30 levels and 11 bosses, then you'd purchase the full version, which I'm probably going to set for around $1 or $2 on the app and Play stores. But let me know if you have any feedback on how best to monetize this project as well, and any further feedback is welcome. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. Now I'm going to be recording a whole bunch of other videos, basically things I learned working with Godot or Blender tutorials. But the next full devlog will probably be on the next set of cities or aliens, which are based in the Americas. So I'll see you then.